Yes, I know, this movie came out back in 2011. Just bear with me. So for those of you who watch Chris Stuckmann, you will know that last year he did a review of this film. Well, more accurately, he did a 10-minute uncut rant about this film, saying nothing but the worst about this movie. I was obviously intrigued, so I rented it, watched it last night, and
Oh my god!
it was crap. See, despite all the things that he was saying about it, I was saying to myself, I'll just watch it, I'll maybe hopefully enjoy it, because I tend to enjoy certain films that other folks tend to hate, or more accurately, loathe. See, I had planned on just renting it, watching it, sending it back, no biggie. Not gonna happen. No, not a chance. So many things went wrong with this movie. I can't even begin to comprehend how many problems this movie has. It's honestly a migraine just thinking about it. For one thing, we are not given any backstory on any of these characters, which doesn't help any of them, because if you want to care about somebody, you gotta know about the backstory. I mean, we find out that this guy had a father, I think, who told him the story of this lockjaw guy, but that's not backstory, that's just an excuse for him to know the freaking story. Now, because I rented it, I had the fortune to watch, like the behind the scenes footage and all that crap, just like the making of. And there were these little 3, 5, or 6-minute featurettes. One was about the monster, one was about the location, one was about the filmmakers themselves. I started with the filmmakers, and I kid you not, and I'm not exaggerating here at all. You're gonna think I am, and I'm not. I had to force myself not to throw my computer against the wall. But once I did restrain myself, I learned that this guy who wrote and directed this film, he spent 10 years creating this creature monster. 10 years. Really? And along with the filmmakers, we get interviews with the, people who are in the film, just, the kids, and then we get the monster. And quite honestly, watching these people talk about this movie is just about as painful, if not more painful, than watching the stupid film in and of itself. All the actors and the majority of the crew in the interviews said that the director of this film knew exactly what he wanted. He had a clear vision. When he was on set, he just, he was there, he was present, he knew what he wanted, and he didn't waste any time. Now, honestly, no problem. That is great. That is what you want from a director. I mean, if you don't know what you want, honestly, what are you doing on set? That being said, when your vision is crap, really doesn't matter how prepared you are. It's still crap. Probably the biggest issue that I had with this film, among other things, was that when it ended, and believe me, it couldn't end soon enough, when it did end, I had more unanswered questions than there were characters in this movie. And speaking of the characters, if that's what you really want to call them, didn't like a single one of them. Not a single one. I'm getting deja vu here. Very annoying, unrelatable, and honestly, where in the world did you find these actors? Seriously, where? Now, the producer, in his interview, said something that really just kind of didn't jive with me. He said that there were elements in this film that will be troubling to people, and that's what makes it special. Now, first of all, I didn't believe a word that this guy was saying. I mean, honestly, he had no emotion in his face. It looked like he was reading off a teleprompter, and like he was unsure whether or not he should be saying half of this crap. But getting back to the quote, he was referring to a girl-on-girl scene in the film that lasts for about 2 minutes. Doesn't make your film special. It's not like Creature's the first film that put a scene like that in there. And in general, all the sexual scenes in this film didn't need to be in this film. If it doesn't move the story forward, don't use it. Or better yet, just don't freaking shoot it. Filmmaker Knowledge 101. Or is it 102? Now here's a little fun fact. In its opening weekend, in the USA, Creature earned only $327,000 from 1,507 venues. It was the lowest grossing first weekend ever for a film appearing on over 1,500 screens, and the second worst per location. Not good. You know, the more I think about this film and talk about it to you guys, the more I get angry, so I'm gonna stop. But before I go, know this. Austin, I am your father. Okay, I got a little carried away there. Sorry. But know this. The final 5 minutes of this movie is like this. Take the Raid Redemption, badass movie. Take that movie, go to the bit where the main character goes up to that door, he sees Mad Dog beating the shit out of his brother. I'm not going to spoil anything. Then show him going into the room, and then cut. The next shot would be of both brothers limping out of the building, not the room, but out of the building, holding the mobster's head. That's not what happens, but I'm just saying, if you have seen the movie, that's how the film would end, based on Creature's logic. Because literally, they show you this guy going into the hole after his girl, but they cut out the boss fight. Now I can understand if your budget is low. Honestly, I can understand that. Why are my eyes closed? I can understand if your budget is low, that you wouldn't show that. However, if you have the budget and you have the means, honestly, you're not going to show us a boss fight? Dude! The Raid might have been a bad example, but that's kind of in a nutshell how it was for me. That's how I felt. I will end it here, because I'm done. Horrible movie. Horrible movie. You know what? See it for a laugh, because I actually ended up laughing once or twice during this film at just how stupid it was. Uno out of 5 stars. I am horrible with other languages.